I want to welcome everybody officially to the 10 t-shirt packaging ideas. We're going to cover maybe a little bit more than 10 here today. My name is Dave with Stalls and Transfer Express, and I'm joined behind the scenes with Mike in the chat section. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please let us know in that chat section. If you're watching on a replay here, feel free to drop any comments right here in the comment section, and we'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Of course, on our YouTube page, we do pride ourselves on helping decorators with on-demand content, and we will still answer every question that you leave us there on the YouTube. We are dedicated to your success as a decorator, and anything we could do to help, we are absolutely going to make it happen. So here, we have tons of t-shirt ideas and inspiration for your packaging or your branding that we're going to get into today. So let's get right into it and start talking about the agenda of what we're looking into. So number one, we're going to cover the reasons for packaging in a few different use cases. Of course, if you're selling in retail, that is absolutely fantastic and a great way to really make that branded experience. But if you're selling online, there are still a lot of considerations that you can make for packaging that could help get it there safely, right? And also bring that retail experience from buying something online. You could bring it home to somebody, right? And as you're looking to build a brand or helping other businesses build a brand, that's super important to make a lasting impression where you're going to build repeat customers. Something really, really important there. Now we're going to get into 10 ideas, like I said, maybe more. I've got a whole bunch on the shelf here behind me. So even stuff that we're not going to necessarily cover in the presentation that's not in this slideshow, I'll hold them up. We could even go full screen, and we got some extra tips and stuff that are all loaded in here. So that's why I'm super excited. I'm excited for anything apparel decorating. I've been printing t-shirts, screen printing on a kitchen table like 14 years ago. Is 15 years ago maybe now when I got started. First time I ever used a heat press to use a screen printed transfer, I thought my entire life was a lie, right? I've been doing it the hard way for so long, but I've just been around apparel decorating that I absolutely love it. I am, you could call me a nerd for any way that you put ink on a substrate, from sticker printing to dye sublimation to direct to garment. I've been around it for, well over the past decade, and I'm happy to share all of my experience so that you don't make the same mistakes maybe that I did. That cost me a lot of time, money, frustration, right? So I'm always happy to help decorators just like you. So then after all of these ideas, the inspiration, these packages, we're going to talk about a little bit about the cost. We're going to talk about how you could price it, how you could sell it, and then how you could even make it to really cost effectively without any needs for knowing that you're, you don't need to know Photoshop. You don't need to know Illustrator. You don't need to be a graphic design pro. A whole bunch of stuff that we're going to cover here today, more than just 10 packaging ideas. Of course, the chat section is there. If you're just joining us, leave any questions, comments, concerns in the chat section. I'll try to focus on it as much as I can, but we do have some presentation to get through and all of these ideas. So if I miss it, Mike is there, and he'll be able to help out with sending links or anything that I'm talking about. I'll be able to link to it so you could click on it and go check it out without having to go Google search or find it on transferexpress.com. Anuska says, fellow nerd here, been around 20 years and it's an addiction. Yes, absolutely. I originally started in graphic design and then, just fell in love with t-shirts. And if you think about it, it's like, it is the most collectible art form that is out there, right? Not everybody collects paintings and has paintings hanging on the wall. Every single person that I know has a t-shirt with something printed on it, right? Whether it is just a corporate logo presented on a really, I don't even know what shirt this is, maybe a jerseys or something, but a really cool, heathered blended shirt, that's fine. It brings customers brands and ideas and artwork to life. And I don't know, that just really excites me. And especially being able then to harness it. Over the past couple of years, I've worked with so many businesses on business advice and best practices, efficiency, really maximizing your time and maximizing your profit is what I'm about. And then seeing decorators like you succeed is that's why I wake up every morning and why I come to work. I absolutely love it. So let's get into it. I see Todd saying, looking forward to all these ideas. One of the biggest issues we seem to have is selecting packaging types and sizes that can be standard for our business. So we're going to talk about that here in just a few slides. So the first one here that we're really going to get into is why package, right? So it really could help elevate your brand. Now we're talking about standing out from just the regular t-shirt, right? It's so at so many places. You walk through the airport, right? There's just t-shirts on a shelf. A lot of retail stores, it's just t-shirts hanging on hangers, right? And then I'm not knocking that in any way. They have a lot to get through, but it doesn't necessarily give it any branded experience. It doesn't enhance anybody's retail feel. It's just, oh, here's a shirt that I like, and boom, it's out, right? So this is definitely a way that you could stand out, especially like think about it. If you're at like a vendor market or a farmer's market and something as simple as just like a packaged tote bag, right? That somebody's walking around, some branded bag, now it's putting your messaging out there too. So it's not just like an elevated experience, a higher perceived value, right? It is now advertising your brand out to everyone else. So you have to think about it, whether you're, probably a lot of decorators that I know I've talked to do vend at those vendor shows or the crafter markets, or even like here in the local Cleveland, Ohio area, it is year round that there are block parties or street festivals that have vendors that show up. Every Saturday, there's farmer markets all over the city, and you'll find somebody probably selling apparel at them, whether it be custom apparel, whether it be an activation or anything like that, or somebody just starting a brand and looking to get awareness out there. And packaging is absolutely one of the best ways to enhance that experience and really drive your brand forward. Of course, it does encourage gifts because it's already gift wrapped in a nice, more presentable packaging, right? You're not just going to hand somebody a t-shirt. And I know I've gifted plenty of t-shirts over the years, let me tell you. And even wrapping them is not necessarily, and everybody like feels it. They're like, oh, it's a t-shirt. Thanks, Dave. And then they open it up and they see how rad of a t-shirt it is, of course, because I made it, and they're stoked. But it can just change the entire experience, right? I am going to hide my head here just for a minute because I didn't realize I would be covering the slide here. But this is the difference between retail and online, right? So hopefully my little head disappeared and you could actually see the little bottom of the slide. So with retail, you are going to be that kind of eye candy, right? You're going to catch somebody's eye with something unique that maybe they weren't expecting. If they think it's packaged food on the shelf, and no, it's a t-shirt. I don't know if you're familiar with the brand Johnny Cupcakes, right? The whole idea was to make a t-shirt shop, but make it feel like you're at a bakery. So they brought in like the bakery cases, right? Everything's behind glass. And when you bought a t-shirt, it was in a pastry box, right? They put it in a little cake box or a pastry box. And so when you walked out of the store, it looked like you were holding donuts or, you just bought a cake, but you had just bought apparel, and it turned it into much more than just retail. It turned it into an experience, right? So it's also very easy to organize. I know when I was in a band, poly bags were an absolute must with size stickers, because otherwise you're just rifling through the bin of shirts, especially when you're selling on site in a fast-paced environment. You want to make sure that the line stays low so that people are coming in and out, and you don't have anybody walking away who otherwise would have been spending money with you. So it helps keep things organized, and it also helps keep things clean. If you're outside and it's raining or there's some dust flying around, right? It becomes incredibly hard to keep fabric clean and crisp and make it look brand new, because that's what customers want to buy. So it's a great way to keep things clean. It's great at that point of sale, like I mentioned too. It is in most cases easy to carry, or a unique thing to carry, where it's going to catch somebody. Hey, where did you get that at? Oh, I got it over at this vendor. Or if you're in an area with any foot traffic, right? It becomes unique and definitely memorable. If you walked into a t-shirt shop and it felt like you walked into a bakery and bought something, you're going to remember that. It's an experience that isn't just like normal. It stands you out, right? It's not a normal experience in there. And of course, when we're looking at selling online for those brands as well, number one, first and foremost, you are looking to protect this item in transit. And then you could also add these post-sale touch points, right? That bring that retail experience to the customer with maybe a branded connection. And we'll get into that a little bit more in depth here in just a little bit. Things like hang tags or those postcards, right? That you're going to put in a package that's more than just a, plain U-line gray poly bag that shows up at a door. Somebody gets excited, right? It's always exciting to open a gift. So you want to kind of bring that experience in, of course, a manageable way to your customers. And it makes it either a personalized touch point. We see a lot of like stores on Etsy, the online stores, the Etsy creators, just writing a small note. Hey, thanks so much for supporting local business. Your contribution, your sale, your business makes a bigger difference than you could ever imagine, right? It's just that little touch point that can make somebody feel like they're making a difference to a small creator. And again, spur repeat business. You want people to love your brand so that you're able to, bring people back to you. So I saw Bob in there ask a question, right? Like, how do you compete with Custom Ink? And so like, as a beginner, it's a great thing kind of off topic to talk about. There's a lot of differentiators that you could bring to have your business stand out. So number one, you look at your differentiators. The first thing with a lot of businesses, and especially these global or national suppliers, is quality. Number one, you could beat them on quality. And number two, you could absolutely crush them on turn time. I know with me being in the industry for as long as I have, way too many customers, more than I would like to admit, come to you last minute. Hey, oh my God, right? I dropped the ball. We need t-shirts next week, right? For this company or this grand opening or this company picnic, whatever it is. And every other national online retailer or custom decorator is going to say, no, we can't meet that turn time, or they're going to charge exorbitant rush fees, right? Next, artwork. I found, coming from a design background and decorating t-shirts myself for a long time, is that the vast majority of people out there don't have artwork. And now Custom Ink, of course, has like a builder where you could kind of fumble through some things, but you're not going to make a t-shirt that people are actually going to want to wear. So you could leverage your experience, leverage your knowledge, go do the research and see what current trends are and be able to help people, right? Have a conversation, build a relationship, local drop off, right? I always recommend start locally because that's where you could build your biggest advantage over anybody else. And then of course with pricing. In many cases, these large national shops set the baseline for price, right? Because if somebody is just going to go type in and say, hey, custom t-shirts, I need t-shirt printing, they're the ones buying that space at the top of Google with ads. They're probably going to click on that, or your customers are going to click on that, and they're going to go and price something out, and that's going to be what they're going to expect to pay for price. You as a decorator, in most cases, can undercut that price while still making more than enough profit. So you could beat them on all of these fronts. And if you build a relationship, you talk to them, hey, what are you looking to do? Nobody's going to do that, right? No, nobody from Custom Ink is going to go, oh, what are you looking to do? Hey, I know this tank top that maybe might fit, or hey, I have this recommendation for t-shirt that customers absolutely love. It's super affordable. It's kind of fitted. Because if you go to Custom Ink, there's 6,000 t-shirts you could choose from, right? And they recommend a few of them, but they're like the basic tees, right? So you could win with all of that. And then of course, it's right in front of our face, packaging, right? Custom Ink does not do packaging. They sometimes could do different services, or if you want specialty printing on anywhere that's not a standard location, they're just not going to do it, or they're going to charge too much. You could have those conversations and bam, that is how you, as a decorator just starting out today, have the advantage over any national retailer. So don't think you can't do it, right? You absolutely can do it. And I've seen decorators time and time again win. And then you could recommend the packaging ideas that we're going to get you all inspired. So I hope that one answers your question here. And I see Estavia, hope I pronounced that right, say relationships are key. And absolutely, when you're building your business, it absolutely is, because that's where you have these conversations, even like packaging. You know that local Pilates studio or gym that you've been working for a long time. Just put stuff up on the shelf. This is things where you could start to recommend it. And then it starts to become, hey, could you do this? Or you do one of them, right? Like we're working for a small little brand here that does anime inspired stuff or something. And like, we have these awesome, like takeout food containers that it's like, it brings a branded experience, and you are creative, right? That's why you're here. That's why we're decorating t-shirts. And it's not necessarily creative as like art and design, right? You have that creative brain. You have that entrepreneur mind. And this is all stuff that you could bring to the table for your, and we'll see some even like Pilates or fitness inspired stuff. We'll see restaurants, like all of this packaging we're going to get into is common customers that we see, that I know that decorators work with every single day. So when you bring that to them, you build that relationship, you have that conversation. Even aside from packaging, say Nobody's ordering headwear, right? You're doing t-shirts for them, but you go to the gym and people are wearing hats, or it's a running club where, you do t-shirts for every event, but they're not doing hats. Throw a couple hats in the next order, right? And they're going to start buying hats from you. You could start to have that conversation, and that's going to set you from here, say Custom Ink or any online retailer is here, that immediately puts you up here, right? And I'm going to be completely honest with you. You have access to the same exact decorating techniques that Custom Ink uses as well, right? Of course, for like huge bulk runs, screen printed transfers, right? And now you're screen printing on shirts with just a heat press. No need for a dark room or any of that other stuff. All right, we are way off topic, off packaging. Let's get back to it. But you could see, I think that was Bob who asked that. Like, you could see how many ways that you could stand out and have an advantage and win business. And that's a great question. And I'm glad you asked it, because that's exactly what these webinars are here for, is education far beyond just what we've got here. All right, back to the packaging, right? Oh, I'm already dipping into the coffee. So we know we're going to have a good one here today. The basics, right? So the bare bones basics of what you should be doing. Like I mentioned, when I was in a band, we had 9x13 poly bags. We individually folded and poly bagged every single t-shirt, put a size sticker on it that were color coded, men's and women's. I think the women's ones were purple or blue. Maybe they might have been red or something, but the men's were just white, right? So we knew, just looking in the bin, in the box, that we knew which one it was going to be, right? So, and then easily we'd see what sizes, and we kept a little tally actually on the outside of the box when we're selling on site, right? But standard poly bags, even like we see right here, just clear poly bags, a lot of them, even they're stupid cheap on Amazon, right? The 9x13s or even the 10x13s, right? Very, very inexpensive. And a lot of them are self-adhesive. So you just tear the little strip off. You don't need a heat sealer or shrink wrap or anything like that. No, just fold it over and tape it on down. The 9x13 is the most common size that you will see. 10x13 also available, but you could fit 1 or 2 t-shirts per 9x13 poly bag. Also, if you're shipping these, it does keep the cost low to keep it as small as possible, right? It's the size of the package as well as weight. That's why poly bags for online e-commerce retail sales is absolutely the cheapest way to go. So 9x13, 1 or 2 shirts. 10x13, you're going to be able to fit multiple tees in there. But if you're planning on selling any fleece, sweatshirts, hoodies, maybe the quarter zips or a full zip up or something like that, you're definitely going to want to go 12 by 15.5 or larger for your size. Or even if somebody orders multiple t-shirts and you're shipping them, to be able to put it in one of those 12 by 15 inch sizes. Now, of course, not just standard ones, but if you're going to use this as your primary shipping for your online store, this is when you could brand these, right? So there are plenty of vendors out there on the internet that have minimum quantities, I think as low as like 25 on these poly mailers. I urge you to buy more, because the setup cost on them is, you could pretty much get 50 for the price of 25, but I have one right here, right? So one of these poly bags, just like the one that we see here on the, let's see if I could stop the slides here so I could go full screen. There we go. So just one of these poly bags. This is the 9x13. It is self-adhesive right here at the top. So you can see that there is a little pull tab. I'm not going to pull it because then it's going to stick. And this is the last one that I've got. But you can see this has 2 t-shirts in it, right? So it's a nice branded package. And imagine this on your doorstep, right? It's just like Amazon. Everybody's so used to this branded e-commerce. There's a smile on every box or mailer or whatever, right? That this is coming. It's going to protect it from all of the elements, whether it be rain or snow or wind or dust or everything that we just had here in the past couple days in Northeast Ohio. But here you have a branded package, and it brings your brand to life when it's just sitting there. I know exactly what this is when I go pick it up off the porch when I get home from work, right? I'm excited now to have this package. So this is one too. This is just what they look like. Same exact bag that we have both of these. You get a little bit tender, right? And so even here, it's fun design. We have this printed and handmade in Austin, Texas. Little call outs to social media. So you could start to put marketing potential on there too. So really, really great stuff that you could do with just a poly bag. Now, of course, with poly bags, you do have to fold them. I would urge you to fold them nice and neat. Don't just stuff it in there, because then it's going to be all wrinkled and somebody wants to pull it out and hold it up, right? They're going to pull it out, hold their t-shirt up and go, yeah, man, this is rad. Oh, I love it, right? They're going to hold it up. Don't make it all wrinkled, right? So the easiest way to make that happen is a t-shirt folder, right? You could go buy one on Amazon. They're like made out of Coroplast, or like that plastic that you see like signs typically made out of. Sometimes it's more like styrene plastic, stuff like that. But you could easily make one. How many folks here have a Transfer Express box at home, right? And of course, if you're in the industry for as long as I am, you fold a t-shirt real quick, right? But that's even not the best. I would not shove that in a poly bag right now. But you can make a t-shirt folder. So just with a Transfer Express box, right? I might have to go full screen for this one. Essentially, I just folded it out. Right here in the middle fold, a cut here and a cut here as well. So we would lay a t-shirt down, fold, take this flap, fold it up. And now 9 by 13 is what I know this box is. I measured it on out. And so I know this is going to slide right into a poly bag, right? Don't believe me? All right, we're going full screen. I'll show you how it works. And let's see. All right, we got it up. All right. I don't know if I have enough room for this here in my office, but hey, we're going to sure try, all right? So we're going to get some stuff out of our way. But essentially just lay this one down right here. Maybe not. This was a terrible idea and unplanned, and this is what I get for going completely off script. But I want to help you guys out and show you how easy it is, right? Just a Transfer Express box. And we actually have a TikTok on how to make one. So if you want to see how to make it, you could absolutely do it. So what I'm going to do is just grab my t-shirt, and I'm going to put it face down, just like this, in my big mess of other packaging. And just as easy, because time is money, right? Time is money with whatever you're doing, especially with packaging. If you're going to charge a customer for this, charge accordingly, or be able to do it for free. You want to be able to do it quick. So we just lay it down, a little fold there, a little fold there, whoop, and we got a little swirly. And then we just take this, fold it just like that. And now I have a folded t-shirt, much better than I folded it earlier, right? Perfectly sized to that 9 by 14 or 9 by 13 that I could drop right into that poly bag and make it super easy. So you don't have to go out and buy one, right? Transfer Express box. All it is cut up, measured. We have a TikTok on that. So if you don't follow us over on TikTok, go follow us over on TikTok too, because we have cool, fun stuff just like that. Maybe we'll make a YouTube video, a new one on packaging that we could actually get in and talk about that stuff. So pretty cool, right? You guys have one? Yeah, I just threw away 20 boxes. Well, you got a new one on the way, right? You got a new one coming. And so, yeah, sweet. All right. Excited to get a glimpse of those packaging ideas. Let's get to it. Right. So, of course, not just packaging. Here we have a little postcard with the Sawgrass and Smith. I don't think I have another one here, but you could see just some ideas of little thank you cards, right? That you could include, has a call out to Etsy. Hey, leave us a review, follow us on social media, or hey, refer a friend, thank you, and put promo codes in there, right? You're looking for ways that you could build your business, right? Everything to hang tags, bring some of that retail experience home as well. You could make them yourself or purchase them from a local printer. Really, really great idea to put any more of those referral codes on the back of it or anything else. Let's get into it, right? We're talking about all of these, boom. Let's talk about all of these sweet ideas. So this first one, I know, is super cool. There's a whole bunch of plant shops here in town, and a lot of them do sell apparel. So whether it comes with a little seed package or anything else where it's this bundled kit, right? I think one of the first examples we showed was like a t-shirt rolled even with a hat, right? So like bundled kits could be packaging, and it's going to increase value because now you sell them as a bundle, and it makes more sense. So like with this one for a plant shop, right? You get the t-shirt, proud plant parent. Great, right? I think that's so cool. But then it comes with a useful, relevant piece of packaging that not only holds the t-shirt, it could organize it if you're putting size stickers on it as well, as then it is completely usable. So a great idea for taking your customers, whatever their business is, and you'll see a few more of them here as we go through, bringing them to life, right? So Gloria says the YouTube will be great. Not everyone has TikTok. Yes, I know not everybody has TikTok. And it's a big running joke with my wife and I, because I have TikTok, she does not. And so I send her TikToks all the time, and you can't even watch them if you don't have the app now. And so cool. She doesn't watch them. So yes, first idea, understand your customer and bring their brand to life. And that's what's going to be the best. So this is just the first example here of that. Now, of course, Just like this one, right? Coffee. So now fueled by coffee, if it becomes these coffee bags, again, very, very inexpensive on Amazon. Roll them up. That one is a little bit smaller than, say, that 9x12 poly bag that we have, but using any relevant items for the customer. Now, these were actually printed. These aren't stickers. They are printed with the goof-proof screen printed transfers. So as you are buying screen printed transfers, you could build things together on the gang sheet and put that separately. That Fueled by Coffee company could be a left chest print for a hoodie or a polo or just another t-shirt, right? But any extras that you get, because any artwork you fit on the same page for the same price ships for the same price, right? It doesn't cost anything extra. That's extra free branding that you get to use to print on cardboard. They'll print on cardboard boxes. So even if you're doing full packages, right? You have just regular brown cardboard boxes that you put bulk orders in. You could just lay it on your heat press real quick, put a logo on it, and now that's a branded package without having to go spend thousands and thousands to have your own cardboard boxes actually printed, right? Just that little bit of branding makes it so super easy. You could fill it with your coffee-inspired t-shirts. You could put other things in there too. The postcards and stuff, just shove right in there. So it's like that unexpected surprise. Cool, I got the t-shirt. And then these are all lined up on the shelf, and they just look like bags of coffee right next to other bags of real coffee. You'll want to denote that they are our t-shirts here. Absolutely have it done. I see Rishia saying, found a company on Amazon that personalizes plastic apparel packaging bags, matte frosted zipper bag, resealable zipper bag, right? It's a little pricey, but comes in a variety of packaging. Yeah, there are a ton of vendors out there. Amazon is usually a little marked up with custom decorators because you have to pay the Amazon fee. And I guarantee that company, if you found them off of Amazon, if they even decorate off of Amazon, would have it for a lower price. There may be somebody in your local area, and those zipper bags are then reused. What better way to have it printed with your own brand, right? Just a little resealable zipper bag, and then they don't throw it away, right? Because packaging is that higher perceived value. I don't know. I'm guilty, right? I have every single Apple device I've ever bought. I still have the box somewhere, right? I don't know why. It feels like it's expensive, and it makes the product, I guess, feel like I paid a lot. I did pay a lot of money for it, but it feels justified then, right? So that's exactly what you're doing with these t-shirt packaging, right? So, and it's so much better if it could be reused, because then your brand is getting seen over and over. It's going to stay top of mind. And if you're a custom decorator or even a brand like, man, I got to get some gifts for so-and-so for, whatever birthday coming up. Oh, hey, it's your logo staring at them in the face, right? Or, hey, I need some custom, shirts for this family reunion we have coming up in 2 weeks. Man, I need to do, hey, and your logo's staring at them, right? So it's worth the marketing potential of it alone. And if it converts one customer, boom, it's completely worth it. Yes. John says you could screen print cardboard real easy, very well as cheap. Yes, you absolutely can. If you have a dark room and screen printing supplies and inks and emulsion and all the chemicals to clean it up. Yeah, super easy. Not everybody has access to all of those materials. And so it's just as easy to throw direct to film on it or a screen printed transfer with just your heat press, right? So yeah, definitely real easy to screen print on almost anything that could fit on a screen printing press, but just as easy is able to do it with a heat press without a lot of other things. So let's keep going and move on through so we could get through all of them here today. Very similarly, right? A beverage holder. All of these little, I see these everywhere now because like the slushies at amusement parks are all served in these little bags and stuff. So just like this, beverage enjoyment, this is for, a bar crawl or something like that, right? And so now you have your drink that could go along with it. Think of a cruise. Think of any vacation destinations. Think of those, lakeside bars or the beach bars or anything. Perfect for summer and even fall as we get into events. Bachelorette parties, right? Like this is a great idea to package it. Say you're going, the bachelorette party is buying shirts from you. The 12, 15, 20 of them, however many it is, and they're going down to Nashville, right? Hey, this is a great packaging idea. And what better way that would be to like wow your customer to, number one, surprise them with this, or number two, kind of talk them into it. Hey, what if I put all of them in a bag here for you, right? In this beverage bag, everybody gets them. Number one, it's easy for you to pack them all up. Number two, it's easy for you to distribute them. And number three, then everybody has a nice little drink bag to walk around with, right? It's super fitting and it makes the entire experience. And I don't know any, even I would say bachelor party guy or bachelorette party gal that would be like, oh my God, this is so cool. What a great touch. And yeah, you're going to be able to make that happen, right? Laura says, Goof-Proof will adhere to cardboard and packaging. Yep, paper, cardboard, absolutely no problem. Just lighten the pressure up because it's not going to be washed and you don't really need to sink it down in the fibers, especially non-porous objects that the ink might kind of squeeze out, spread out a little bit. You don't have to put a lot of pressure on it, but yeah, that coffee bag that we are doing, absolutely with just a hit on that. I know I've printed Goof-Proof on wood's a little tricky, but I've done an Ultracolor Max, the direct to film transfer on wood, absolutely no problem. But I have had success with wood, but anything more like porous, like a cardboard, paper, absolutely no problem. The paper bags we did, I forgot what we did it for, but we decorated a whole bunch of like the little lunch bags, like the little brown paper lunch bags. We did hundreds of them for something. And yeah, it was just a little extra space on a gang sheet that we were able to put like 3 or 4 up. So it was just with the printing of the shirt too, or a completely separate order. Yeah, all you need for a simple logo is a vinyl template and attach it to a screen, run ink over it, and put it under the heat press. Done. Yeah, but you need a vinyl cutter, right? Not everybody has a vinyl cutter. You're always introducing all of these extra supplies, and the printing's free when you're buying Goof-Proof screen printed sheets. Stephanie says, I just did bachelorette shirts, folded them and put them in a clear cellophane bag, created a care card with their name and shirt with a slip inside, so distribution was easy. Packaging was so simple, and everybody loved the custom card. Stephanie, that's what I'm saying. That is an absolute perfect example. And I should probably read that slower if everybody's not in the chat, right? But essentially being able to just put a care card and a name in there, and that I bet wowed your customer, right? Who thought it was absolutely fantastic, so easy to distribute. Wow, you went the extra mile. You are giving them the unexpected. And whenever you could delight your customer without them expecting it, they are now a customer for life. You could betcha that they're never going to Custom Ink because Custom Ink's not doing that, right? And that's how you stand apart as a decorator. Thank you so much for Stephanie, or thank you so much for sharing, Stephanie. Let's see, any other chats in here? Frank says, I ordered some samples of Goof-Proof, tested cardboard boxes, also trying to reduce the volume of work in speed and production. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and press them. Just lighten up the pressure a little bit. Same temperature, same time, but you just don't need to really give it that medium to firm pressure in there. So yeah, make sure it's in there. Temp and time for craft bags, please. So as long as they're not coated, no wax on them, right? Just the recycled ones. If you're using Goof-Proof, you can do 365, 4 to 6 seconds. Just do it at maybe I don't know, maybe a 2 or 3 on pressure, depending on the press that you have. If you don't have a pressure gauge, like on a Hotronics press, you will have to get that kind of sorted in there, but trial and error, you're wasting, a 7-cent bag tops, maybe even less than that, and a free transfer, just with little small transfers. So definitely dial it in before you do a production run. And I always recommend before you sell a customer anything, test it to ensure that you are confident with consistent, predictable, and repeatable results before you monetize it for a customer. But this is all stuff that we do as business owners. That's a little bit of fun, right? So I always like a little bit of the research and development too. Now, of course, we're going to shift this one over to, say, like a little golf event now, right? Where they're going to be getting, I'm going to hide my little head here. They're going to be getting a golf towel. They'll get a polo and then into a little cinch sack or a shoe bag, right? So this is just another apparel item that now you're selling as a bundled package. And if a customer's like, hey, yeah, we want to do this golf event, we're going to do polos and we're going to do these golf towels. We want them decorated with the same logo. And like, okay, cool. That's fantastic. Great. How are you going to be giving these? Well, it's a golf outing. We're just going to set them out on a table, let people get them. Like, why don't you package them up together, right? We could package them all together by size, or if it's different teams and different colors, be able to package these all together. And then if you need to put somebody's name on it, Of course, you could use Ultra Color Max direct-to-film transfers. You could buy just one, right? So you could personalize it specifically to the customer's name or their customer's name or whoever it is. Any personalization is made incredibly easy with just this extra item. Now, I know these canvas cinch sacks on transferexpress.com are very, very cheap. So you could get all blank apparel, even if you don't have a tax ID or a business license. You could get wholesale apparel at transferexpress.com if you didn't know that. So really comes in the clutch for businesses just starting out because they are at discounted prices. So you're not paying retail prices. You're paying those wholesale prices, but all you need is a Transfer Express account. Don't need any of the other legal requirements that a lot of other online suppliers of apparel are going to make you pay, right? Patty says, great idea for golf bags, but a bit hard when you do 50 for a company. Yeah, and absolutely. Like if you're adding it on, it's going to add, maybe say $1 or $2 for the bag. Let's say this bag right here is round down, probably like $1.19 or something. Like you're $1. You're adding extra cost onto it. But we'll talk about ways that you could position it. And we kind of already have been talking about ways that you could position it and sell it to a customer for just that little bit of an upcharge. Now here, like a whole bundle. Everything together, the golf towel by itself doesn't feel expensive. The polo by itself may be expensive depending on what blank polo it is. But then the bag itself really completes it, ties it together, and gives a branded experience that now they could use, right? So it goes back to that, the flower shop example that we saw as the first one. Now this is something that they use. It's going to be what they're going to put their cleats in before they throw them in the trunk of the car, right? It becomes a useful piece that you could upsell as a custom decorator too. But yeah, like golf bags themselves, golf bags are very expensive. Yes. And we do have a video over on our Stalls TV YouTube channel that Josh Ellsworth did decorate on some golf bags, put Ultra Color Max on it, DTF prints, personalized them, made them look really, really nice. But it is kind of a little bit cumbersome to get an actual like golf club bag on a heat press. He made it work though. He definitely made it work. Let's move on over to say more of a barbecue restaurant or Father's Day gifts, anything like this, right? A steakhouse. Tie the t-shirt up like it's a piece of meat, right? Super, super cool. Truss the shirt like a tenderloin. Makes it really easy to bring that branded experience home. And look at these, if these were going to be set out on a shelf or a table for pickup or for sale, really makes it easy to grab the roll, and then the roll of t-shirt doesn't. And rolling t-shirts is one of my favorite ways. When I pack for any trip, I'm rolling everything because they don't wrinkle, right? It makes it a lot easier to kind of fit things in. So if you had a shelf of all these rolled, that tie is going to keep it right tied together. Now, as we are in like the same vein, let's say like a barbecue restaurant, right? So here we have a barbecue restaurant, inside tag print. We have the front of a t-shirt. This was folded, so you can see now it's wrinkled. If it was rolled, it wouldn't be folded. But you could even get into real fun packaging stuff. Just like we saw earlier, we have the little box, right? A little paper box with just a sticker on top holding it closed. But fun stuff for food packaging too. These barbecue tins, right? So make it super easy. Just a printed piece of cardstock on top, a little fake piece of just masking tape where you could write a size, right? And we'll see some more examples that could be customized. So you're not doing one for each individual size, right? So you could just mark on this and seal it all up. And then even these, how flat they would sit on a shelf, they kind of stand up. When there's a t-shirt inside of it, it stands up. I'm glad you didn't see that on the desk. But you're able to do that kind of packaging that really, really, brings the brand to life. Right. And this is just a real fun example. Same in that same food vein, a pizza box, right? Goes back to kind of that Johnny Cupcakes. And you can see right on top a little size spot. So you could just Sharpie it in there or pop a sticker on it. So it works for so many different sizes. You don't have to print a size specifically, right? Let's see. I think I have an example of it right here. Yep. So this is just a sticker wrapped around a shipping tube. I'm going to pull, see, it's just like a regular cap, just a regular shipping tube, right? And even there's a sticker inside that could be a seal over top, right? But here looks like a little oil can, right? Super fun. Let me bring us full size here as well. So you have this super fun, looks like a vintage oil can. Say if you're doing those motorsports inspired tees, right? You're going to be selling at an event or anything like that. You have a rolled t-shirt that you could fit right inside, make it look like a nice retro thing, and boom, you could say whatever the size and style is, you could just Sharpie it right there on the back. Or just like we have here on the inside, now that I have you full screen, I'll show you what I'm trying to pull out, is just upside down, but it has a name, a number, so it could tell you even which one it is, right? And then we're just putting the sticker on over top like an old packaging, and it gives it such a unique vintage retro vibe done with supplies that you probably already have in your shop, right? In abundance. A cardboard tube, super cheap. All you're buying is the sticker and wrapping it on here. Super easy, super affordable, and really brings definitely like that brand to life much more than just a rolled t-shirt or a folded t-shirt on a shelf, right? So really super, this is one of the bonuses that's more than just the 10 ideas, right? And I'll show you how to make those stickers incredibly affordably in just a little bit. So let's keep moving on from our stuff, our food stuff, and keep going in. So bakery bags, the bread bags, right? Again, one of my favorite stores is Webstaurant store, right? It's like all this food supply that you get at bulk prices available to anybody. And they have like really super cheap shipping. So you could get bread bags. You could get these, these tins. You could get any packaging, food packaging. And I think they even sell stuff just like mason jars, right? If we talked about farmers markets before, here is a t-shirt rolled in to a mason jar. So not only do you get the mason jar, but now it's branded, right? So it's a farmer's market, tells you size, but you can even do those because there's a whole bunch of them, or just Sharpie the size on there of what we saw, right? So I see Israel saying this definitely works. My wife and I were selling t-shirts at a local farmer's market and we get okay, but as soon as we put the apparel in custom made container like the one you're holding now, sales went up 40%. Thank you so much for sharing, Israel. And that is a great and that's it. It's eye-catching, right? It's standing you out. And especially if there's other people, we talked about comparing ourselves to Custom Ink or being able to be competitive with somebody like Custom Ink out there. In some cases, you worrying about Custom Ink is cool, but sometimes at the same event that you're at, there's somebody else also selling t-shirts. So who's going to sell more when you have this branded experience, you have this packaging, and they just have t-shirts on hangers, right? You are going to stand out. It is unique. People love memories. They love experiences, right? In most cases, somebody's buying a t-shirt to remember an event or an experience. And what better way to take that to the next level with, hey, I was at the bakery. I saw this shirt in a cupcake box, or I saw it in this bread box. Like, this is just for, I think, a family reunion, right? Or a family bakery. Like, it doesn't matter what it's for. It takes it to the next level and makes it really great, right? So, donut themed, cookie themed, cupcake themed. I love cake. So if you put it in a cake box, I'm winning, right? I'm in. Count me in. Let's keep going here. So here's another one. So for somebody working out, or even say a butcher, a chop shop, anything like that, a local grocery store. Now you're putting it in the styrofoam trays. That Webstaurant store would be a way to get it. And then you're just plastic wrapping it, right? But it makes it so cool. You put a sticker on there, and again, just Sharpie in right in there, right? So it makes it super easy to be able to package these and incredibly affordable at any quantity. And come on, you're not going to pick one of those up and go, oh my God, there's a t-shirt inside here, right? It's going to be cool. You're going to pick it up. You're going to want it. And look, boom, even the pricing set right on here, 3.65 per ounce, right? You take it as far as you want, right? So really, really fun ideas that you could take into that, right? And so keeping it general too is going to keep your costs low. When we talk about some of this variable data or doing variations, sometimes it could cost more money, but it is definitely way simpler and more agile. Because what if you sell out of all the extra large? You bought 25 of each, but the extra large shirts move way quicker. Now you have to make a small order just to fill those extra larges versus having just a blank box that you could go in and Sharpie in those. So another great way to do things is literally just put it inside of a cup, right? A bundle with something that somebody's already going to do. Bonus points if you're decorating the cup with UV DTF, or maybe you have a laser engraver or anything like that, right? Absolutely. You just roll the shirt up, put it in the cup. Again, for maybe those bachelorette parties where they have the tumbler, like, hey, stay hydrated, right? Or, You want your drink to stay cold on the beach for the vacation, whatever it may be. Now you're coupling it together with another item. You're driving the value up, and you're able to do it. We do have this coffee one here. So just a reusable coffee cup. So you could be encouraging saving the planet. And boom, we pull our rolled t-shirt out. Hopefully not too wrinkled. Not too wrinkled, right? For being rolled in a cup. But we have our Hideout coffee. So we have our branded t-shirt. And I'm going to absolutely butcher rolling this one back up. So maybe I shouldn't even try. Whoop, there we go. Look at that. Not too bad. Boom, just like that. We're putting it back together. And we have our reusable coffee cup with just a sticker on it, or now with UVDTF. Or if you have, you say you're doing tumblers with sublimation or anything else like that, right? It's all possible to be able to put those all together right there. Now, of course, we already kind of talked about some of the food ones. We that butcher wrap paper for a sub shop, right? Make them look like subs on the shelves, right? We talked about the barbecue example that I held up too. So just the barbecue trays, maybe the ones that they're already using, right? Try it out and see if they go up, right? So see if those sales go up, just like we heard earlier, right? Rishia says, just looked up Johnny Cupcakes from my hometown, Boston. When I get back home, got to check them out. Yes, absolutely. I know there was Johnny Cupcakes that popping up all over the world for a little while. And I think like with most things, the pandemic kind of ruined it. But I know that they're still going strong, maybe still in like Las Vegas, LA, Boston. I'm not too sure, but yeah, like a complete branded experience through and through just to sell t-shirts, and makes it feel so much more than just t-shirts. Estavia, yes, that is the all-purpose sticker on cups. And I will say they are, I don't know if we explicitly say it, but in my history, they are 100% dishwasher safe. I know, Steph, you may have seen her on social media, or our Toast to Transfers, our live education that we do, the virtual live education, which we're going to have another one coming up very, very soon. And she's the presenter on that. You'll see that she has stickers on her tumbler. That's the same sticker that's been on that tumbler for like 2 years. And I know it goes in the dishwasher pretty much every day, right? So they are really, really high quality stickers that you could order right from the EasyView online designer, which we could get into in just a little bit. So yeah, lots of stuff you could do here. So the fun tacos are my spirit animal, which I could 100% agree with, but rolled in foil, right? To look like a burrito. How fun is that, right? And unwrapping that becomes an experience, like you're going to bite into a burrito, but it's just your t-shirt. Again, wrapped together with just a sticker, size on there, and everything else. The Romano's Deli in the butcher paper, right? Also incredibly inexpensive, but just that added touch that takes it over the top. Or of course, the Bet's barbecue takeout container, right? So when we talk about the cost of packaging, almost every single thing that we saw here today, maybe the mason jar being the one that's going to stand out and be a little bit more, but everything from just like, hey, roll it and put it in a koozie, right? For a brewery, right? Cedar City Brewing. Like now we have a brewery t-shirt inside a koozie. We know they're going to use this, right? Farmer's Market. It's a t-shirt inside of just a strawberry container. All this stuff well under $1, right? And you're going to mark it up. Make sure that if you're doing it for your customer too, that you're charging your time. If it's your own brand and you're selling it, of course, just add $1 into the cost, right? So you're not losing that profit margin on this. I want you to be successful. I want you to be profitable. And a lot of people, this is making it seem more valuable to them. So when you might have been charging $20 for a t-shirt, you might even be able to go to 25 here with a $2 or $3 mason jar, depending on where you're getting them from. I don't think this is a legit real ball one. So those are quite expensive, right? So maybe $3 for this, but now you get a mason jar from it too, right? So there's all this stuff that you could add into it. Make sure you're charging accordingly. Now, of course, the stickers, decals are the all-purpose stickers that you could get, the CAD prints at Transfer Express. And I'll show you how to do that here in just a second. We can recreate this Madison-made logo, and I can show you how easy it is to make it happen, right? So, however you do anything on your packaging, just be sure that you're displaying it, whether at a vendor show or in a retail space, that your customer can see the design, or what shirt they're buying, the color of the t-shirt, if there's only one design in multiple colorways, and of course the size. That's the one thing everybody's going to go look at the hang tag or the inside neck label to ensure that they're buying the right size for themselves. Of course, when you have the purpose built into what it is, it really, really drives it all home. And that's going to be the cherry on top. That's going to stop somebody in their tracks. And maybe somebody who wasn't going to buy a t-shirt now picks it up and goes, oh, wow, this is really cool. Right. And now they're buying it. The more people you could get to convert in any retail space or delight them online is an interaction with your brand that is going to be incredibly positive, right? And if you have a lot of those, you are going to have even if you don't have a lot of those, you have one of those, right? You're going to have a successful business. People are going to talk about it, right? They're going to refer you. They're going to talk to their friends and family. Man, this was a cool experience that I had, right? This is kind of out of the blue. Or like, wow, that, you're walking around at the holiday market and wow, that's really cool, right? The farmer's market, like we heard from the community right here, right? So Larry says they make plastic mason jars too that are cheaper. And absolutely, I have a whole bunch at home that I drink out of. And you could actually even buy those decorated. I know there's been some, I was talking about Nashville earlier, right? Going down on Nashville on Broadway, they have almost everybody has those little like mason jars that are branded with what bar they are, right? So you could definitely get those. Of course, now, those are going to be an added price. Absolutely charge your customers for them. But if it's like a farmer's market or a street festival that you do very often, you could use them year after year or event after event. And then it's a marketing expense on your end. Say if you're a custom decorator providing the event shirt for the arts festival, right? And this is a perfect target market for you because you are looking to print for artists and bands and local businesses and community members, right? You're looking to get more involved. Then you're putting your own packaging that's branded to you out there. That is a dual purpose, that marketing potential. We were just talking about promotional products way before we even started the webinar, right? So like all of they become promotional products, just like we got here, right? So now we have a koozie, not just a t-shirt, a koozie that costs, about $1 to print, right? The cost for us to do it. So charge whatever you need accordingly on that. It's a great way to make some extra cash, right? So let me jump on over to EasyView Online Designer. I'm going to show you how easy it is to essentially decorate, take whatever logo that you have and make it essentially a sticker, right? So here, let's make that Madison Made one. I have a little reference for it right here if anybody wants to see it and you missed on that last slide. Madison Made, blue, and just a circle cut of a sticker. So let's go and see exactly what we're going to do here. So I'm going to click on this logo. This was just one of the ones. Now, if you're new, EasyView Online Designer is a free online design tool at transferexpress.com. And if you're here with us today, I'm betting that you probably have a Transfer Express account. If you don't, go create one. It's free. It takes 2 seconds, and you have access to this incredibly powerful online design tool for absolutely free. 10,000 plus customizable pieces of layouts, which you'll see right here that we're going to pull up, or clip art. So everything from, say, schools or just basic layouts. We have an entire team of designers who release new artwork every single week based on what's trending currently, right? So let's see here for like promo layouts. We've got some back to school kindergarten stuff, some fall sports. And we're getting through summer, some pickleball, fall festival, all this stuff, right? So for every single occasion, you'll see new, whether it be the occasions or for sports, you see all of these new sports layouts, all the way up to even like shirt tags, right? So these easy to customize shirt layouts right in here. So a whole bunch of stuff that you could do right here in the Online Designer really empowers anybody to be able to be a graphic designer, whether you could draw a stick figure or not, right? And coupled with our Easy Prints Idea Book, which is essentially just a book here filled with a ton of all of these layouts where you could have a customer kind of browse through, right? And be able to select and go, hey, yeah, that's what I want, but I want it to be our school. I'll show you how easy it is to even customize this stuff and sell more apparel. So that's something that Custom Ink is not going to do, right? This is so easy to design stuff in the EasyView Online Designer that you could use it as a value add for your business, right? So here you can see that we have our full color all-purpose sticker selected here at the bottom. So that's just where it is. So screen printed goof-proof transfers that we were talking about earlier in this presentation, just right here, right? So it shows you this is my entire sheet size. So whatever I fit on this sheet ships for the same price. And I could resize here or say I want this at 11 inches and it's automatically going to resize it. If this is what I'm charging my customer, right, and we need 48 of these, we're paying $2.39 for this print, right? And anything else we could fit on this page, right? So a whole bunch of stuff we could all fit in here. Makes it super easy to profit. You could even say, hey, I don't need this to be black. I need it to be red. Instantly changing, right? And it's going to be printing on a peach colored shirt or a soft pink shirt, right? You could do all this in real time. Even if you go to mockup, you could just go in here and find the entire catalog of artwork. Say, yeah, a Gildan 5000, or you're printing on a Bella Canvas 3001, right? You have all of this in here. We could even turn this, you could customize the watermark, right, Dave? Or you could turn it off. You have all of the powers in here. Let's say it's printing on, what did we say, bubblegum pink, right? So we could pull up a bubblegum pink color here and take this, size it down to whatever size we want it to be. And we could even see front views, right? Or back views. And then you could download this and send it to your customers. So you could see how powerful that this is all online. This is free. So if you already don't have an account, go play with this right now. Your afternoon is planned, right? But we're going to go back here and we're going to say we want the stickers, right? So we're going to go over here. Let's click full color and we're going to click all purpose sticker. Hey, look at that. We see it on packaging right now on a little makeup container or something like that. If you want window decals are essentially the same thing, except they are masked so that you could lift them off and easily stick them on windows. We're an all purpose sticker I have right here, right? So it's just going to be on a carrier. So you could easily just peel this one right on up, right? Just peel it right on up, right off that edge. We'll stick it back on down. So I could use that for another one, right? So how about name tags for high school hoodies? Absolutely, right? You could do anything on it, like Priscilla asks. Can you download your creations to the laptop, or are they exclusive to the program? So just over in our mockup menu right here, you could click download, and that's going to pull our mockup at size, but it is made to order transfers from it. So if you need to save at any time, right, you could save. There's tons of different folders and anything that you want to put in here, right? So whether it be different, this is our marketing account, right? So it's all of our trade shows or our seasons, or if we're using them for videos, we save them all in here. But if it's different customers, you could save them all in their individual folders, so you could easily go in and find it, right? But let's show you how easy it is to create, right? So we're going to go ahead and I'll just delete. Let me just grab these two. Because what Madison made, I just looked at a picture and we just have these two, right? So I'm just going to grab this. We're going to change our ink color over to a blue. So I'm just going to click on blues. We'll jump on down to the blue, little processed blue, and we don't need this background, so we'll click it off. So just as easy as it is to customize anything, right? All I'm doing is clicking and you go in here, right? And if I don't like that spacing, you have way more controls than you typically do in any other online designer, way more than custom ink, right? So we're able to go in here and adjust anything here. If we wanted to change this font, we absolutely could. There's over 250 fonts to choose from. This Bahamas Heavy looks pretty groovy. Maybe not so much. I can just click undo, right? So pull it all right on back in. Now I want to add a circle to make this a circle sticker. So I'm just going to go to clip art. You see all of this clip art in here for all of these different mascots, different nature things. And I promise you this works way faster than when you're also live streaming. So I hope I didn't just completely freeze everything up, because it does depend on an internet connection. You don't need a super powered computer or anything else to do it that way. And of course, it's not working for me right here because I'm also live streaming. I hope I'm still with you guys too. If you could hear me, say yes. You could say yes for me. But we're back, I think, right? Somebody just could throw a thumbs up in the chat and let me know if we're still going, right? Let's see. Miguel says, how about the ability to upload a custom font? So if you have your own fonts and want to upload a certain logo or anything, awesome. Thank you guys for saying you can still see and hear me. That scared me a little bit. Sometimes the internet, when we're live streaming, gets a little sketchy. So I'm still here with you guys. Thank you. But yeah, that question, the ability to upload a custom font. So you could upload anything. Say you have your own logo, or a customer has their own logo and you want to combine it with any other artwork. Say, let's just go over here to schools, right? Let's just do, I don't know, mascots, right? So say this logo right here. This is one of my favorite layouts that I've been using a lot for even customers, because I'm a graphic designer, right? That's fine. I love going to Illustrator and create sweet designs. But if I'm going to charge a customer for it, most of the time it's not in their budget. And my design time is going to cost as much as what their entire project's going to cost. So this is a way that you could give that custom artwork to your customers for super simple. It's mostly, hey, I just need the team name and a mascot. So like with this one, we could just say, Panthers, and it updates in real time. We could click on that clip art like we were talking about, right? Clip art, and let's just type Panther and see a whole bunch come up in our Panther library. And boom, it's going to update all in real time. Then we could change anything we want. If we want this text to be a little bit thicker, aardvark, right? And we'll just Lakeview, right? And shrink it together. So now I have a finished design, right? And it's ready to go. I could proof this with a customer. This would take me to build this from scratch in Illustrator, and I feel like I'm super proficient, right? But to get everything right, the skew on the text, find the right clip art, bring it in. If I was drawing the Panther or even like dropping their own logo in there, it's going to be 10 minutes, right? I literally just did it in less than a minute. So I would not charge somebody for this. And it's going to be another reason why they're going to come to you over a local competitor in their area or that custom ink, right? So really, really great stuff. Back to our sticker idea. Everything's faster the second time, right? So I'm just going to go back to my layout menu. I know that one was in work here. So even like food service, right? You might notice some of the logos. Hey, that Compton sub shop was just like that sticker we made for that Romano's Deli, right? On that one example that we showed. So let's go to logos. And I think it's this one right here. So we're just going to grab these two. I will change these to that blue color. I think we said process blue or mid blue. So we'll go ahead and pull that one. I'm just going to grab everything else here and just delete it out. I am going to, I think it was Madison made, right? Madison and made. And we're going to go ahead and go to our clip art library. I'm just going to type in circle, and it's going to pull our circle, or we could click to basic shapes and pull it here. And then I'm just going to arrange, move to back, and we could size this one accordingly. So say I want this sticker to be, what size is that? Probably like a 3-inch circle. Let's just say 3-inch circle, right? I'm going to grab the rest of this and just scale it on down and change our background to white. So we'll see. It's always going to print white on our stickers. And even if I wanted to make sure that this is all going to stick together, I'll go up, just select it, object group, and you could even align and arrange. So if I want to do center and make sure that they are justified, I could just click both, right? So it's going to be right in the middle, just like that. I'll go over here, select full color, and look at our all-purpose sticker and say we're going to need whatever, 50 of these, right? So we're looking at under $1 per sticker, super easy, and that's going to go even any quantity, right? So there's just a $25 minimum. So this is, yeah, $1 per image. We go a little bit higher, it's going to be fine. And this is all based on the size of what you want. So even smaller, if we make it a 2-inch sticker, right? And we say we need 50 of these, they should be 50 cents per image, right? It tells you, oh, I'm going to turn my video off. You can see right here, I'm calling out all of this stuff down here in the bottom right-hand corner where EasyView is going to be able to quote this every single time for you, all in real time. And it tells you your ship date as well, right? So these are shipping out on Monday, right? We missed production cutoff today, so it would be like they were placed tomorrow, and they're going to ship out on, is that Monday or Tuesday? Monday or Tuesday on that one. So I don't know. My day, I don't have power at home, and I feel like all my days are mixed up right now. We had some severe storms roll through, and it's been a few days, right? So you have all of this all in real time that you could put together, make it super easy to create anything here. Even say we put that we put a website on there, right? So we could just add a line of text, right? I'm going to click this line of text. First, I'm going to change it to something a little bit more standard. I guess that'll be fine. And we'll bring this down to, I don't know, 4 inches or something. And we could type in the website, right? transferexpress.com. And what we could do then is, even shrinking it down, we'll just drop it right in there. And because these are full color, we could do any color stickers of what we want. So let's just say that's stone or like a charcoal or something like that. That's perfectly fine. And now there's even effects. So like, you can't do this in other designers, right? Online designers. There's distressing that you could add, distress patterns that you could add over your artwork. You could do outlines. So if I wanted to create an outline around this or make any text effects, very similar, that athletic look, you could make it happen. Even pattern fills, right? You could fill objects with these different patterns that are even customizable. So you could change colors on them if you want to. But we're going to add an effect. So I'm going to do circle text. And I'm just going to do a bottom reversed circle text, and we could change our circle size, right? So if we do bottom reversed, we could do the arc or the reversed arc, say if we wanted to move it up here. But we're going to do bottom reversed, and I'm going to increase our circle size so it kind of spreads out so it's not so crazy tight of a circle. And a whole bunch of clicks later, And now we are perfectly aligned with the bottom line of that. And just like that, boom, park that one right there. We have our sticker 50 cents out the door in any minimum quantity, right? If you just wanted 4 or 5 of them, it's just going to be $25, right? If you wanted 25 of them, again, $25, but it's going to be 50 cents once we get past that $25 minimum. Again, for just $25, we need even more. Okay, cool. What's 100, right? I think we were at 50 cents, weren't we? No, 44 cents now per image, right? So it always tells you in that bottom right-hand corner what it's going to cost for you and your business. So you could quote these all together. So Amanda asked, will these be in a gang sheet or just the one sticker? They will come together on a sheet, kiss cut out. Oh, and I realized my camera's off. So just like this is just 2 of them that I chopped down. But you could then slice these to be individual stickers on the easy peel backing. So not flush cut, so you're not like picking at the edge to try to get it off on a, say, a die cut sticker, but the shape of the sticker itself, here I will go ahead and pull this one off, right? So you do have a die cut shape. And now we can stick it to my desk. And it's stuck there forever. So yep, you can make a full page of the stickers there. Yeah, so yeah, very, very cheap to be able to do it. Miguel asked, best way to handle halftone effects in spot color or goof-proof images? Upload it, right? Just make sure it meets the minimum, which in the EasyView Online Designer, you have print standards right here at all times. So you know that your ink show-through area should just be 0.04 inches, which will show in real time, right? So that's 0.04 inches at a 2x2. Imagine this is 2 inches, right? That's 0.04 inches that it shows up. So we can make sure that, oh, hey, show-through area on that A, say if we were screen printing it, that's fine. And then our minimum line thickness to actually print is going to be this green line. So very, very fine. We would be fine even on all of these. So you get this nice little tool that you can measure yourself and just make sure that you're going to do that with halftones. But you may have noticed the shirt that I was using here in the background that was halftoned, right? So let's see if I could go full screen. Well, I pulled the presentation back up. But like say this one, this is halftoned with Ultra Color Max. So you can see that it is a photorealistic image that fades to the background with just halftones. So of course, Ultra Color Max with the fine minimums. You can do something very, very similar, of course, in just limited color or spot color with those screen printed transfers, the goof-proof screen printed transfers as well. Let me go back to the chat and make sure everything's up because we're just winding down right here for you. Yeah, Miguel, never use the print standards there, right? Yeah, so really super easy, a great way to check, right? I don't use them that often, but they are there for you when you're like, will this print okay? And of course, the Ultra Color Max is going to throw you through that step to say like, hey, yo, this is going to be a problem. And it'll highlight those areas that are going to be a little bit too far under minimums or whatever soft edges, whatever problem that you're going to have on that. So that one's all be in there. So Rebecca says, can the stickers be any die cut shape? Yep, you bet. They will be die cut to your shape. So if you have a circle, they'll be circled around it. Or of course, you could go in the notes section and say, hey, follow the edges of the crocodile, right? Alligator, whatever clip art that you have there. Hey, it's a shield. Could I have it cut around the shield logo? Absolutely. Have it die cut directly to that. Or if you wanted it square, just say, hey, could I have this a 3-inch square, right? Or put a circle in the background, just like we did here with this Madison made one. And just like that, we see our sticker printed, ready to go right there on our packaging. So a lot of great, cool stuff that you see there. But of course, for selling tips, if you do anything, take photographs of it. Number one, because everything is content. And the way that content marketing kind of rules the game for a lot of different decorators and a lot of different businesses now. Make sure you have that social media presence, maybe not necessarily to get new customers, right? But those customers that you are talking to want to see examples of your work, and they're probably going to head to social media to do it. So it's not necessarily, don't say like, oh, I'm going to start my social media page and I'm going to go viral. No, right? Your social media page is there to provide proof that you do quality work for your existing customers or customers that you talk to offline, right? They're going to go investigate you. Wow, that's legit. Oh man, they printed for that business. Whoa, they could do packaging, right? Because now you're taking pictures of it, right? Just snap a photo with your phone. We have a great video on our YouTube page about how you could get professional studio photography shots with the phone that's in your pocket, right? Just your phone, right? These are incredible cameras when you wipe your lens off. So just make sure that your lens is clean and you're using decent lighting. Natural lighting is fine. Just go next to a window. But go check out the video where we did t-shirt photography with just your phone, and we had absolutely stellar results, right? No need for studio lights or super fancy cameras. You have an absolutely super powerful camera right here in your pocket at almost all times, right? So, of course, any identification helps. Like I talked about the size sticker, make sure you're at least denoting size. It makes it really super easy to sell and be point of sale. And any customers in a retail setting are going to want to see what size they are. Now, of course, you could get around that by sorting things, right? If it's like, here's a little milk crate that has all of these. Hey, look, there's our koozie, right? There's a little milk crate. All of these are just stuffed right in there. And it's all small. But then somebody could pick it out and go, oh, I don't want this color. I want another one, and put it back in the wrong place. And then somebody has to unroll it to see what size it is. Size stickers or any marking on the packaging is really preferred. And then, yeah, go out and do it, right? The first step is going to be just challenging yourself to get something started. I bet you already have a lot of creative ideas from just hanging out with me this afternoon, maybe even from one of your customers. One of the jobs you're working on now, you could be like, wow, we could do that in a mason jar, or let's put that in a tote bag and bundle this everything up. And you could open that conversation. And when you have those relationships with your customers, you make it happen. I see Mike did put the channel in there. I think if you just like go to YouTube and say like t-shirt photography with your phone, it should still be like the #1 result. It is an incredibly popular video from a few years ago. So you get to see past Dave teach you how to take t-shirt photography. Maybe we should start one up and get a new one for t-shirt photo tips. We have some really great, if you have like hardwood floors in your shop or at home that are near a window, you could take some really, really great photos. You don't need to be buying mock-up photos or anything from Etsy. You can take them from your house. You just need a cool floor. Even if you just have carpet, it's perfectly fine. Lay some poster board down or just a roll of paper, right? So you have the ability to do all of that. But I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out today. We had so much fun and hopefully filled with a lot of inspiration all about t-shirt packaging and ways that you could stand your business up to the next level, stand out, and sell more apparel. Anything that we could do here at Transfer Express, we are built and dedicated to help your business thrive and succeed. And I just realized for about half of that webinar, my microphone was off to the side. So I hope you guys still heard me all perfectly possible. And so I see Rich asking, what product should I use on 100% polyester? So depending on what you're doing, right, Rich, we could have this conversation. I would recommend how many colors in your artwork, right? So if you're going on 100% polyester, you could use goof proof, of course. If it's not super heat sensitive, if it is heat sensitive, I'd go to our Elastaprints if it's like a 1 or 2 color print, or Ultra Color Max, especially in lower quantities. Anything under 12 quantity, Ultra Color Max applies at 290 degrees. Super simple, hot peel, DTF. Makes it super affordable to do almost anything. Just like this left chest print is probably like 12 cents in transfer cost, right? So no minimums on that. 6-sheet minimum on the screen printed transfer. So it depends on what quantity you're doing. But that's a great question, Rich. And we have a what to use when chart that I'm going to have Mike link right in here. You could find it on transferexpress.com in the help center. If you go to what transfer should I use, the what to use when chart is great because the 3 main criteria to decide what transfer type is best for you is the quantity, your artwork, how many colors are in it, and then what fabric type you're printing on. So you already have one of them nailed down there with 100% polyester. So the rest of the variables, the quantity that you need, and the colors in your design are going to dictate the other 2. Pat S, is it possible to do a beginner consultation? Call us anytime. We got an entire room fully staffed of customer service representatives that are just as happy to help your business out as I am. And they are standing by, waiting for you to call them. Anything you want to talk about, different transfer types, different heat presses. How do I use the designer, right? They'd be happy to walk you through that. That's 1-800-622-2280 here Monday through Friday, I believe 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Or 5 p.m. Eastern time, right? But always happy to help. Or you could email us. You could email us at info@transferexpress.com. Always happy to help. There's also live chat. You can even text us too, right? So if you just go to transferexpress.com, scroll all the way to the bottom, click contact us. There's a whole bunch of different ways to be able to talk about anything heat transfer related, transfer express specific questions, or just getting your business started, right? We have so many people who are well-versed in the industry and super passionate about decorating apparel, screen printing apparel, heat printing apparel, right? So everybody's happy to help you out, right? We're all here. Let's see. Looking at more. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Miguel. And I see thank ups. Live mock-ups are always the best, Richia. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. No audio problems. You guys still got me? Awesome. Fantastic. I'm glad we didn't drop off on the internet or anything. Sometimes when we start doing designs, because it is an internet-based program, so which is great. You don't need a super powerful MacBook Pro or anything state-of-the-art. Any internet-connected device, even tablets, work really well. If you have an iPad, it just has to be connected to the internet, and it helps if you're not also live streaming while you're trying to use the internet, right? Larry says, love the energy and enthusiasm. Thank you so much. I'm super passionate about this stuff. It excites me to no end. I love what I do. I love being able to share that with you and help your business out. I'm glad I could spark some new ideas there for you, Laura. Sierra asks, will the video be emailed? Let me try that again. Glad we're at the end of this thing. Will the video be emailed immediately after the webinar? Can you add a link to the t-shirt photo video that you referenced? Yeah, the email is going to be coming out probably, if not by end of today, definitely tomorrow. Yeah, we could probably grab that. Yep. Oh, I see Mike already put it in there. Look, I didn't scroll down far enough. Dana, thank you. Absolutely always happy to help. A polyester jacket. So yeah, probably Rich, a little bit more heat sensitive. Want to make sure that probably Ultra Color Max would be great. You want to make sure that it's not waterproof or anything. No coatings on that. Otherwise, you'll have to take some denatured alcohol on there. Jim says, I guess they got the time wrong. No worries, Jim. We'll send you the replay. We're here for any questions for just a couple more minutes here. Then, of course, if you need to call, just go ahead and give us a call anytime, right? Excellent. Patty asks, is the goof proof formula changed? Loved it for years, and now they keep scorching. I don't know what you're talking about scorching-wise, because the application instructions have not changed. What I will say, though, is I've noticed recently, even styles of T-shirts that I absolutely loved are more heat-sensitive than ever. 50-50 blends, tri-blends, and it is because recycled polyester is becoming more and more common in apparel. So the apparel actually starts to scorch at a much lower temperature than it used to. Organic fibers, T-shirts, stuff like that. Usually you don't have any issues with heat sensitivity. 100% cotton could go to 400 plus degrees before it actually starts to break down. The recycled polyester is much more heat sensitive than typical polyester. And in recent years, the quality of polyester, just in the actual, first make of the polyester, is really, really poor quality that starts to, it will even warp and shrink in the dryer where it really normally wouldn't, and you'll see that scorching. So we do have some great videos on our YouTube page, but the ink formula for goof proof has not changed. The application instructions have stayed. The last time they changed, I think, were about 2020 when it got to the softer hand, right? So a lot softer. You don't feel the print on the shirt. It feels much more like a soft hand screen print than like a traditional thick plastisol print. Awesome. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out. The webinar will be up on the YouTube page, Jim, next week. So we'll email it out to all registrants and attendees here before it does go public next week on the YouTube page. Ruth says, how long do the transfer last for shirts and for cardboard paper bags? Cardboard paper bags, it's going to outlive the cardboard and the paper, right? It is plastisol is a oil-based, essentially like an oil paint, right? So it is very, very durable. Scratch resistant, crack resistant, stretches, rebounds, right? And that's why it's been used for printing on T-shirts for a long time. So when you put it on a paper product, it's going to outlive the paper product. On T-shirts, we have them independently tested to 50 wash dry cycles. So that is the industry standard for the lifespan of a T-shirt, right? Before it starts breaking down, you'll start to get holes in it, or the fabric starts wearing away, depending on how thick it is. This shirt that I have, you could probably see the collar not holding up as well as it should, but I've had this shirt for over 2 years now, and this is an Ultra Color Max print on it. You can still see looks bright, crisp, white, and opaque, and it's not peeling, not fading, not cracking, and Look at that stretch, right? Still stretches like it was the day I put on it, and rebounds. No puckering or anything, kind of like this collar is happening. Let's see. Transfer to cardboard. Yeah, same specs as a regular t-shirt, Frank. Just lighten up the pressure a little bit. If you smash the screen print, a transfer like goof proof down on the cardboard, it may spread out just a little bit. So you'll get it. It'll look a little mushy, right? So when storing them, don't press them right away. How long do they store? So Ruth, we have a great video on our YouTube page about that. So store them in a climate-controlled environment, no huge temperature swings or humidity swings, and don't get them wet, right? So we pressed a transfer in that video that was in a climate-controlled office, in a filing cabinet, no special protection, not in a baggie, none of those little packs that pull the moisture out of it. So just in a manila folder, in a filing cabinet that sat there for 10 years. We pulled it out and pressed it exactly to the application instructions, and it pressed perfectly. Right. We washed it a few times. We didn't go through the full wash test, but ran it through 3-4 washes through a regular, just on top of the washing machine. Every time a load went in at home, threw another one on top, and it was on pace to wash exactly like it was brand new. Keep them in a climate controlled environment. Don't store them in your car. Don't store them in a garage. Don't store them near sunlight or any windows like that. Store them in the box that they came in a climate controlled room, right, in your house. And that's going to be perfectly fine. They'll last for years and years and years and years. Awesome. So thank you guys so much. And we're always here to help, right? All the time. TransferExpress.com. Info@TransferExpress is the spot to email 24/7 or call us weekdays during our normal business hours. We're available on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever social media that you are on. Come find us. Come join us. If you're over on Instagram, you could find me, Dave, at Dave Prince Shirts, and I'm always happy to answer any questions, day or night. Because I rarely sleep. So always here for you folks. Thank you so much. And we will we'll catch you guys later on the next one, or maybe at an upcoming show. But until then, happy pressing.